Yes,
Ma'am, in mains, I attempted 52 questions out of 60.
that's a great number.
I think the interview stage for me, it was the most critical because after the gap, I was very underconfident in giving an interview. Like I had my last interview 3 to 4 years back. So definitely I was that I had to give mock interviews and I had to practice it. So I searched for like how from which platforms offer mock interviews. The first I found out was ixamBee only, and I went along with it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to iXamBee. I have with me Karnika Rathore, who has cleared the IBPS SO from the IT stream this year in 2024 cycle. Many congratulations, Karnika.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So this was her first attempt at IBPS, and she's very happy to have cleared it from her stream background, which is the IT stream. So, Karnika, why don't you tell us a little about your background? What have you done, and how did you think of giving this exam?
Ma'am, I have completed my graduation BTech in Information Technology in the year 2021. After that, I got campus placement, but I did the job for only a few months. And after that, I started preparing for the civil services examination and gave 2 3 years to that. But I also thought that. Like now 2024 and 2025, it was almost 4 years since my graduation, so I thought that it was about time that I got some stable career and became independent in life. So I found out about this examination IBPS SOIT, and I found it very aligned to my field of graduation and everything. And also I had realized by then that the tech sector is really booming and it would helped me grow a lot in my career. So I gave the examination and I cleared it in my first attempt only. So it was good for me.
Right, I'm sure you're very happy to be back to your domain
Yes, ma'am.
field, yeah. So, Karnika, if we delve a little into detail about your preparation, so once you saw that this vacancy is there in the IT stream, what was your thought process like in terms of preparing for the exam? Because uh, the selection actually happens in three phases. You first have
Yes,
to give the
ma'am.
prelims exam, then you give the mains exam where you are also tested for your domain knowledge, for your professional knowledge, and then you have the interview stage, right? So, how did you chalk out your preparation journey?
Ma'am, for prelims, I thought saw the syllabus and it was reasoning, English, and maths. So I was confident about reasoning and English because I had been preparing for PCS and UPSC examinations. So we have the CSAT paper in which the same syllabus there. So I was confident about prelims that I am kind of prepared, and I practiced a bit of cons only, and I gave prelims with that much preparation only. But when after that, I cleared prelims. So for mains, I was a little underconfident. Like I had been away from my tech field for almost 3 years. So I
Mhm.
thought that it would be a bit difficult for me. So I started preparing for mains. When I started preparing for mains, and for that, I mainly referred to Google and YouTube, various resources, and also like sorry, ma'am. Like various resources on Google, YouTube channels, and because I had a good foundation, my basics from BTech were really clear. So I had a strong foundation, and with a bit of revision only, I could recall and revise everything. So that helped me in mains.
Any specific topics you will say, after giving the exam, that hold much importance for the domain knowledge?
I would say database management system and OS. There were a lot of questions of OS, and Python questions were there a few. Like I was not expecting that we'll get Python questions, mainly C or Java, but Python questions were also there. And yes, ma'am, major questions like if we have to focus on subject, it would be DBMS, OS.
And the languages.
Yes, ma'am. Dalan.
Okay. Okay. So how much time were you giving Karnika on a daily basis, maybe?
Ma'am, I was simultaneously preparing for PCS also. So
Okay.
I divided the time for both the examinations. And I would say I gave around 3 to 4 hours for
On a daily
IBPS.
basis.
Yes.
Okay. So were you taking any off Saturday, Sunday, or
No,
continuous
no,
preparation?
ma'am. And I had two examinations on 7 days gap, so I could not afford to take a gap.
Right, right. Karnika, how many questions were you actually able to do from the questions that come in the exam?
Ma'am, in mains,
Yes,
I attempted 52 questions out of 60.
that's a great number.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Ma'am, my strategy was that the negative marking was 1/4.
Yeah.
So it was worth taking the risk or answering more questions. I had planned this only. Like
Mhm.
if there was 1/3 negative marking, that I could not do so many questions. But
Mhm.
for 1/4, I could take the risk. And after attempting the questions, for many of the questions, I was sure that I'm correct. So
Yeah.
that gave me the confidence to attempt more questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you are sure of the accuracy, so the ones that you are not sure of, you can back calculate and see how it will impact negatively to your overall score. So yes, that gives the confidence whether to go ahead attempting more or not. So that's a great thing. If I rewind back a little bit, you mentioned that for the prelims, reasoning and English was something that you were already strong at least not very scared of. But quant needed a little more practice. So, any specific topics, areas that you will suggest if anybody else is also doing quant for the first time or is not very confident about which topics they can focus on.
Ma'am, I could say that they can focus on data interpretation
Mhm.
because the questions are not very like we don't have to means they are not very
Very difficult,
technical
but yeah.
difficult kind of, but yeah, they are lengthy, but they
Mhm.
can be solved because if I solve like they are 5 questions of DI or based on a single DI. So in one go, if I solve one DI only on 5 questions, I can solve. And then I focused on not like profit and loss questions, and their questions are a bit lengthy. I find them a bit lengthy, in my opinion. So the short ones, like the quadratic equation questions, and they were I focused on them and DI.
Yeah, DI to definitely, I think in all these competitive exams, one or two
Yes.
sets of DI are always there. So if you one starts practicing well, so you do get, 4 5 marks at least. You can 4 5 questions you can get done in one go. So yeah, so that's great, Karnika. Moving to the last stage, when you saw your name in the interview list, uh, then what did you think about how to go ahead? I'm sure you were very happy and excited and also nervous at the same time that reaching the last stage it
Yes.
also increases the probability and one needs to give the best shot at the last stage. So, how did you go about preparing for the interview stage?
Ma'am, after mains, I was I had a gut feeling that I will clear it.
Mhm.
So, kind of means I was preparing for other examinations also. So, I was studying them, and also this year, I think the result was delayed a bit, like compared to last year. So, that period was for me, it was really anxious because I was like, I had hopes because if I have cleared pre mains. So, when I found out that I did clear it, so I was really happy, and I had started preparing a bit like a little bit like focusing on what technologies and how to go around it. But when I cleared means I had full focus on interview. But I think the interview stage for me it was the most critical
Mhm.
because after the gap I was very underconfident in giving an interview. Like
Mhm.
I had my last interview 3 to 4 years back. So definitely I was that I had to give mock interviews and I had to practice it. So I searched for like how from which platforms offer mock interviews. The first I found out what ixamBee only, and I went along with it. I also had searched the mock interviews ixamBee had uploaded on YouTube. So I thought like the feedback was really constructive and it was helping a lot, so that I would go for ixamBee. So for preparation, I started tech preparation. I I simply refer to the YouTube lectures for brushing up my tech knowledge. When I gave the mock interview, ma'am gave me that your tech knowledge is really lagging
Mhm.
because I was forgetting small basics.
Okay.
So she said that you have to brush up your tech knowledge. And you also, ma'am, gave me the feedback that the answers I was giving were really short, and they were making the interview feel that what do I need to ask the candidate, and also it was letting to more questions being asked in the same time frame. So I worked on that also. And ma'am asked me like behavioral questions, or not behavioral, I would say situational questions, like this happens, then what will you do, and that kind of question. So it was kind of new for me because I had thought that it will only come that like direct tech questions will be asked, but I was not prepared for the situational questions. So this I found out that I had to prepare for this only. And after giving that interview and apply mock interview, I applied all these points and prepared for it. I brushed up my tech knowledge more, gave more focus on it. And for situational questions, I used ChatGPT.
Mhm.
Like I gave the prompt to give me some situational questions and answers. So ChatGPT also helped me a lot with along with iXamB.
Yeah, that's actually a great tool, and we do advise students also uh, that once you have a particular framework of questions from your background. So one is that we practice through mock interviews because the interview is very very unique. So we can give you, of course, a framework of what all you need to prepare from the technical side, from your profile side, from the organization that you're going into, those questions, and this industry side. But sometimes the questions, of course, not sometimes, always the questions that come to you will be unique because they will also depend on the answer you give. So in that way, I think it's a great tool. In once you have thought, you can give certain answers and try to see what more follow-up questions can be asked from you. So I think yes, using that as it's a smart move,
Yes,
helps you to prepare a little more holistically overall. And yes, if you have peers and more mentors to help you through, that's again a great strategy. So thank you, Karnika, that for liking the iXamB
yes, ma'am,
interview
definitely.
guidance. And we are so happy that it was helpful. That's what our endeavor is.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my real interviews was completely tech. Like
Okay.
it was kind of the same that I gave the mock interview.
That's really nice to know, and so glad that you found the confidence after 3 years gap, because many times the knowledge is there subconsciously in us, but because of the gap of interacting with people in a formal setup of an interview, many times we are not able to pull that out. So a stimuli of or a simulator to help you bring that out helps to bring out that confidence one is already found that latent become latent in us. So
Yes.
that's great, Karnika, and we are so happy to see you in the final list today, and I'm sure your story will inspire many more for the future attempts. And anything before we close you would like to give as an advice to the aspirants, maybe on the side that they should mistakes that they should not do.
I would say that in tech, in mains part, like I have seen, I talked to other candidates, and they were all like, they have attempted very less questions. So one suggestion from my side would be to attempt more questions.
Okay, sure, sure. So, thanks, Karnika, for taking out time to talk to us today, and wishing you from the entire team of iXambi a very successful and fulfilling career ahead.
Thank you.